Hi, my name is Tyler Moore, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to make this website step by step with no step skipped. But haven't you seen this before? And the answer is yes. I made this website in 2015, and it's gotten almost 6 million views, and everyone really likes it, except for the people who complain that it is a little bit outdated. And I'm so sorry that sometimes things just don't work 2 years later. But it has aged really well. If you see up here, we have the logo and the navigation all up here, very compact, and a full screen image and a headline, subheadline, and call to action. And if we look at the top brands in the world, they do the exact same thing. Let's check out Apple. We have a menu up here, all very compact with a logo, headline, subheadline, and the call to action is, of course, to click on the iPhone 8 or the iPhone 10, which I like to say iPhone X, I don't know. Then we could go to Airbnb and we see the menu up here with the logo inside of the menu. Airbnb is the headline, this is the subheadline, and the call to action is, of course, to book your stay somewhere cool. We have Visa with the logo up here and the menu all in the same spot, the full size image, headline, subheadline, and call to action. Nike, same thing. We got the menu up here with the logo inside of it, the headline, subheadline, and call to action, which is a little bit small. Nike, make those a little bit bigger. Then we have Toyota up here with the logo in the menu and the headline and subheadline and call to action to explore their very cool cars. Then we have McDonald's up here with the logo in the menu and the call to action to get McDonald's at night. Probably not good for you, but we have the call to action. And we have Disney, same thing. Logo up here. Huge image. Call to action. Coca-Cola, I think you might be getting bored of this, but we have the logo up here in the menu and 2 sign-up buttons. I have no idea why. Fix that, Coke. And we have the headline up here and the call to action way down here, which is probably not a good idea. We have Starbucks with the logo up here in the menu and the headline, subheadline, call to action. And then we have this. What the hell is this? This is WordPress's 2017 theme. It's almost 2018 right now, but what is this? I don't see any menu up here, any call to action, any headline, subheadline. Is this the headline and subheadline? You got to scroll all the way down. That's not a very good idea because you want all of the content what is called above the fold. And right now we don't see anything above the fold. Above the fold came from when newspapers would have the content above where it actually folds, the most important content above where it folds, and that's what you want because that's what's going to grab people's attention. But what is this? This is crap. That's what it is. It's crap. Don't ever make a website like this. So we're going to exit out of there, exit out of all of these, and now we can do a tour of our website. And as you can see, the logo is up here in the menu. We have our headline, our subheadline, and call to action, and it looks beautiful. Very nice. So we have some more services, our work, contact us, whatever you want. You can make this website whatever you want. And we have some more call to actions down here. You have to tell people what to do or they're not going to know what to do. So you have to have some sort of vision for your website and have some sort of headline and subheadline and call to action, probably, if that works for your website, which it probably does. We also have this very cool video up here. We can click and watch the video. Beautiful, love it. So that can be a promotional video about anything that you want. So we also have an about page here, and I'm going to show you how to make all of this. I'm going to show you how to make every single page. So this page looks very cool. That's me. Hi, Tyler. And we have 3 images of my dog, me, and my wife. Okay, very cool. Then we have the our work, which showcases all of your work. Again, you can make any page you want. And we just have some text and showcasing our work, some more text, showcasing more of our work, some more text, showcasing more of our work. We got the idea. Then we could go to our services, the services that we offer. And these are some example services that we offer. It looks very cool, and you're going to learn this step by step with no steps skipped. Then we have the contact page, and it has a map of your location. This isn't my real location. I don't want you guys stalking me. And we have our email, which is my real email. You can email me though, and phone number. And we have a picture and the form to fill out. And when you send it, it'll go right into your email. So that is very cool. We have another button to our work up here, which is awesome. I'm going to show you how to make this logo, change all of these colors, and do everything that you see here. And we're also going to make this footer, and we're going to put in your social media icons and put a menu in here, and it's going to be super fun, super awesome. It is the updated version of the 2015, so everything should work perfect. And if you're ready, then I'm ready and we're ready. So let's begin creating your website. So what is the game plan? Well, it's in 4 different steps, and that is to get hosting, get your domain name, install WordPress, and create a website. So what is hosting? Hosting is a computer that's on 24 hours a day that holds all of your website information. If you don't have hosting, then you have no website. You have no place to put on your text and images and everything like that. So that is one of the requirements of having a website. The next thing that we need to do is get our domain name. That is our website name. So we need to be able to have people go www.yourwebsite.com. Google's domain name is google.com. Facebook domain name is facebook.com. And my domain name is tyler.com. It could be a .org, .net, .space, whatever you want. But you need some place to send people. You need to tell people, go to my website. It's mywebsite.com, .net, .org, whatever it is. Then we need to install WordPress. WordPress is a content management system that's used by people like Forbes, CNN, Jay-Z, Katy Perry. Content management system is just a fancy way of saying it helps you manage your content. So instead of having to do all of this code, which you're not going to have to do, you don't need to know any code to create your website, it will all do it easily for you and visually. Then we're going to create your website, and this is where it would usually cost a lot of money, but it's going to be free because you're doing it yourself, and this is the majority of the tutorial. Getting your hosting and domain name, installing WordPress is all pretty easy, and creating your website's easy too. It just takes a little bit more time. Some people charge $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to create your website, but we are going to be creating it ourselves, so that is going to be free. What about all these other things? Getting hosting. Now that costs money because it's a computer that you have to rent that's on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with super fast internet. So this costs about $10 a month, which I think is a super good deal considering you are advertising to the entire world for $10 a month. And you can get it cheaper as long as you are willing to prepay a little bit. Now for getting your domain name. How much does a domain name cost? Well, it costs different depending on what kind of domain name you get. You could get a very cheap one that costs about $2 or $3 a year, or you can get a really expensive one that costs $50 a year. The ones that are most popular are the .coms, and those cost about $13 yearly. Then we're going to install WordPress. How much does WordPress cost? Well, luckily, WordPress is also free. And since you're creating your website yourself, that is also going to be free for you instead of thousands of dollars. So in total, everything to start is going to be, it should be $23, but I'm going to show you how to get a discount. It's going to be less than $20 to start creating your website, and I think that is a super good deal considering it could reach to the end of the earth broadcasting your message or advertising your services or doing whatever you want it to do. All right, so let's start creating your website. The first thing that we need to do is get your hosting and domain name, and luckily we could do that in the same spot at HostGator.com. To get your domain name and hosting is easy. All you have to do is open up your web browser and go to HostGator.com. That's HostGator.com. And this is my favorite hosting companies. Obviously, I haven't tried all of the hosting companies. There are thousands and thousands of hosting companies. I've just had a few bad experiences where my website kept on crashing, but HostGator is really good. I've been with them for about 12 years. They have 24/7, 365 live support, so you can email them, you can call them, you can live chat them, which is really cool. And yeah, they're just really good and really affordable. And this tutorial is all based on HostGator, so if you're using a different host, it might be a little different. you can probably figure out what to do, but it just might be slightly different from your host. All right, so once you're on HostGator, you don't need to worry about cloud hosting or WordPress hosting or reseller or VPS or dedicated or domains. All you need to be worried about is web hosting. So we're going to choose web hosting. That is the best option for what we're doing. All right, if we scroll down, we have 3 different plans: the hatchling plan, the baby plan, and the business plan. The business plan is just way too much, and honestly, so is the baby plan. We only need to be concerned with the hatchling plan. Now, why is this? Because you can always upgrade later. So if you want new features, you can always upgrade for free to the baby plan, or you can always upgrade for free to the business plan. So always start with the lowest plan because we want to save the most amount of money, and it is the best plan to start out with. But if you just want to know the difference between the hatchling plan and the baby plan allows unlimited domain names. So you can have like yourwebsite.com, your mom's website.com, a website for your dog.com or your friend.com, .net, .org, whatever. On the baby plan, you can have multiple domain names on one hosting account. With the hatchling plan, you can only have one domain name, so like yourwebsite.com. But again, you can always upgrade at any time. So you can start off with one, because you probably only have one website that you want to make right now. And then when you want 2 websites, when you want to make a website for somebody, you just upgrade easily to the baby plan. So don't spend a whole bunch of money paying month to month for the baby plan when really you just need the hatchling plan and you can upgrade at any time. The business plan, in my opinion, comes with stuff that you really don't need, and you especially don't need right now. So I would not recommend that at all. So just do the hatchling plan. So all you got to do is click sign up now, and you'll be taken to this page. And the first thing that you're going to see is register a new domain. You also have the option to say, I already own this domain name. So if you bought your domain name or your website name from someone like GoDaddy, you already have it, then you're going to use the I already own this domain option rather than register a new domain. Registering a new domain is if you never paid for it, you never bought it, and that's the option that most people are probably going to use, and that's the option that we're going to use here. So just click register a new domain and enter in your domain name. A domain name is the same thing as your website name. So Google's domain name is google.com and Facebook's domain name is facebook.com and my domain name is tyler.com. So yours will be .com, .net, .org. It doesn't matter what it is. Just click register a new domain name and type in your new domain name. So I'm just going to type I'm already here.com. And we can choose from .com, .online, .site, .store, .host, .club. Sometimes the .com isn't available. .com is my favorite extension, but you can use anything that you want. Sometimes it's cool to have like a .space or a .tech, and sometimes your domain name's not available, and that's why you need the .net or the .host or the .info or the .biz. But we're just going to go with the .com. So it's going to check if that's available, and then it's going to ask you, do you want the .club, .site, .net, .online, .space, .tech, etc.? And we don't want it really. In my opinion, it's not really needed. You can pay for it year by year, extra $10 a year or more, but I don't think you really need it. You should really just be focused on one website, not all of the .com, .net, .online, .org. Everything. Just pick one and focus your energy there. I don't think you need to worry about other people getting the .net or .space and trying to compete with you. Just most people wouldn't do that, and it really doesn't happen. They want you to believe it does so they can upsell you on more domain names, but I don't think it's necessary. But that's just my opinion. Of course, you can check off all of them if you want to. It doesn't really hurt you. It just costs you a lot more money. All right, once we're done with that, we are going to choose a hosting plan. Now make sure yours is on either hatchling or baby. We're just going to go with hatchling. And for the billing cycle, the more months you pay up front, the bigger the discount you're going to get. And I'm going to show you how to get a bigger discount than even what they're showing here in just a second. But if you pay 36 months at a time or 3 years at a time, then you're going to get a huge discount, and it's going to go less and less until we reach 1 month at a time. So 1 month at a time, it's not going to cost you a lot. It's going to cost you about $10 a month. And that's going to be the least amount of money up front, But if you go the 12 months or the 24 months, even though it's going to be more money up front, you're going to be saving more in the long run. So it really just depends on your situation. If you're really strapped for cash or you really don't want to put a lot of money up front, then do 1 month at a time. But if you know that this is going to be a long-term type of thing, then do 12 months, 24 months, 36 months at a time, and you can save a lot more money. So it really is up to you. I'm just going to go with 1 month at a time, so I'm spending the least amount of money up front. After you do that, it asks for some easy things like your username, so just make that up, put in whatever you want, and security pin. You have to remember this, so write it down somewhere or use something that you can remember. Then enter in your billing information like your email, your first name, your last name, your company, phone number, address, zip code, city, state. Then you can choose payment type, and you can either use credit card or PayPal. I'm just going to pay with credit card and enter in your credit card name and credit card number. Put in the CVV code, those little numbers on the back or front, and the expiration date. All right, then it's going to say add additional services. And again, just like with the hosting plan, I don't think you need this because you can always upgrade later. If you find that you need any of these services, you can upgrade to them at any time. So why do them to begin with when you can always do them later if you find that you need them? And most of the time I find that you don't really need them. We're just going to uncheck protect your site from hackers, and we're just going to uncheck back up your hard work. We're going to go down and we're going to see it's $25.95 to start, which I think is a great deal, but if you enter in a different code, you can save a lot more money. So where it says coupon code, instead of this one, type in save code, that's SAVECODE, and press validate. And that $25 has turned into $13.36, but we can make it even cheaper because if we scroll up, we can see here that the protect your site from hackers is back on, so we can uncheck it. And now the total is $10.37, and I think that's a fantastic deal for launching your website. So save code is my code. I do get credit for it. So thank you very much for using it. It helps me make these tutorials absolutely free, and it is the biggest discount. And if it's not the biggest discount, email me at tylermoore@gmail.com and say, hey, what's up, man? It's not the biggest discount. No, it definitely is the biggest discount on the entire web. So we have 24/7, 365, phone, live chat, email support, instant account activation, money back guarantee for 45 days, our domain registration, the hatching plan, month to month, and we have our discount in there, and everything looks great. So next, click I have read and agree to the terms of service, and click checkout now. And we are done getting your hosting. And now we just have to wait a little while for the account to be set up. The next step is to install WordPress. So the next thing that we're going to do is install WordPress. So just click on hosting, then scroll down and click launch quick install. Then towards the top left, you're going to see WordPress. Just click on that link, and to the right, it's going to say install WordPress. So just click on that button, and below you're going to fill out this form to get started with your installation. So what you do is you click on the drop down and you choose the domain name that you want to have WordPress installed. I have a whole bunch because I have a whole bunch of websites, but you probably only have one here if you're just starting out. So choose your website, and then where it says install path here, just leave it blank, because if you put something in it, then it's going to install on your website.com/something when you just want it on your main website. So we're just going to leave this blank, so it just goes on your website.com. And for the admin email, just put in your email address. And for the blog title, we're just going to put in your business name, or put in whatever you want. I recommend your business name. For the admin user, I'm just going to put in my name. And for the first name, last name, just put in your first name and last name and press install WordPress. Then it's going to take a little while to install. You can see near the top, it says your installation is running. We get rid of this pop-up and just wait until it's done. Then it says your installation is complete, and that's all you really need to do to install WordPress. It's pretty simple. Now we can click and view our credentials, which just is a fancy way of saying view our username and password. And the first thing that we're going to do is copy all of this information to make sure that we don't lose it. And then we're just going to paste it into some notepad or write it down or print it out or just keep it safe somewhere. So we have WordPress working. So if we go to our site, will it work? And the answer is a little more complicated than it seems. If you just got your domain name from HostGator or anywhere, then your domain name is going to take a couple of hours in order to work. It could take up to 24 hours in order to work. But if you've had this domain name for a while, a day or 2 or 3, you signed up a while ago, then it's going to work right now. So if I check to see if it's going to work right now, which I will, and we can see that the website doesn't work. And what's going on is the website needs to travel around the entire world, going from server to server to let everyone know that it exists. So that's what it's doing right now, and it may not have traveled quick enough or far enough, but the process is getting faster and faster. It used to take 24 hours to get it to work, but now it should work in a couple of hours. So all you have to do is wait. Just go ahead and take a break, go to the beach, take a walk, go for a hike, play with your dog, do whatever, and then come back and it should work. All right, so I'm going to take a little break right now, and when I come back, I'm going to check it and hopefully it will work. All right, so I've waited a couple of hours, so let's check the website, and it does indeed work. We have this splash screen that we're going to get rid of, but now it's time to log in, and that is in the next section. The next thing that we're going to do is log in. Logging in is really easy. All we have to do is copy that or type it in /WP-ADMIN, press enter, and we're going to enter in our username and password. So if we go back to our other tab, we can see that our username is Tyler. Yours will probably be different, probably your name. And password, this long funky password, we're just going to copy it and paste it into the password field and press login. Boom, we're done, we're in. And now we're logged into what is called the dashboard, and this is where the magic happens. This is where you will edit your entire website. And yeah, looks pretty cool. All right, that's how you log in. Pretty easy. The next thing that we want to do is change our password. Right now it's set to something that is long and hard to remember, and we want to set it to our own password. So what we can do is just click on users, then just scroll down a little bit and click on your username, scroll down all the way to the bottom and click generate password. That'll open up this field and you can put in your own password. Type in your password and click update profile. All right, now you have your own password and it should work fine. So if you've already built your website using previous tutorials, there could be things installed on your website that conflict with this new website, and you should reset your WordPress. To reset WordPress, I'm just going to open up a website that I've already built that's half done. And again, you don't need to do this if you're starting fresh. You just need to do this if you've already started building a website and then now you're looking at this tutorial and are going to try to follow along with it. So to reset WordPress, just go to your dashboard and then click plugins and then click add new. Then search for reset, and any of these would probably be fine. I'm just going to go with the advanced WordPress reset and click install now and then click activate. All right, once it's activated, click on tools and advanced WP reset. And to reset your WordPress, just type in reset and click on the reset database button. All right, that's going to log you out. So just log in. And now you can visit your site and you can see it is reset. So now you don't have to worry about things conflicting with other tutorials. All right, so that's looking pretty good. We can minimize this and continue on with our tutorial. The next thing that we want to do is delete all of the unnecessary plugins. Now, plugins are additional features and add-ons to your website, but it's sort of like when you get a new computer and you have all of this extra software that you don't really need, that the manufacturer just got paid to put on there, or you get a new phone and you have all this extra stuff on it, and you just want a regular phone. You just want the, basic standard phone, not with all this kind of junk stuff that's on there. So the same way hosting companies get paid to put additional plugins on your WordPress website, we want to delete those so that we can start off fresh and clean. So to do that, all we have to do is on the left, click plugins. Then we can scroll down a little bit and we can see all of the plugins that are already installed. And what we want to do is we want to clear the installation. And this is going to get rid of that home screen again, that when you go to your website, it shows that splash screen instead of your website. A plugin is what is making that happen. And we're going to learn more about plugins in just a second. So what you want to do is click on the checkbox next to plugin. And from the drop down, click deactivate, then press apply. And this deactivates all the plugins, but now we need to delete them. So click on the checkbox again next to plugins and choose delete and apply. And this will delete all of the extra plugins that are unnecessary on your website. All right, after we do that, near the top, if we hover over your business or whatever it says up here and go to visit site, we can now see our website. So it got rid of that splash page. And up here is our admin bar. And it's only here to us, so visitors won't be able to see it. It's just telling us that we're logged in and making it easy to get to the back end of our website. If we hover over here, we can log out and that black bar will disappear, but we need to log back in order to edit our website. All right, we can scroll down and we can see that this is indeed a website, and some people charge a lot of money just to get you here, which isn't very nice because obviously this is super easy to do yourself. And we can click on a blog post and we can see that it is a fully functioning blog, but we're going to turn it into a fully functioning, amazing website. All right, so that's how you delete all of the unnecessary plugins on your website, so you're starting clean. To get back into your dashboard, all you have to do is hover over your business name, click on dashboard, and you're back into the dashboard. The next thing that we're going to learn is how to change the permalinks. So let's look at what that is. If we hover over our website name and click on visit site and scroll down and click a blog post, we'll just click on this hello world. We can see up here where the URL is, it says ourwebsite.com/index.php and then / our website content like hello world. But that doesn't look really professional. The index.php doesn't need to be there. You don't go to Google's website and it goes to google.com /index.php/about. It's just google.com /about. So how do we change our website so that it is more professional and doesn't show this index.php? Well, it's pretty easy. Just go back into your dashboard and hover over settings and go to permalinks. Once you're there, you can get fancy with it, but I just like to click on post name and click save changes. This will get rid of the index.php, but let's visit our site and let's just confirm. We'll scroll down to the same blog post, hello world, and now we can see our website says ourwebsite.com /hello-world. And that could easily be /about, /contact, but not /index.php/about. That's not very professional. All right, so that's how you change your permalinks and make it look pro. Let's go back into our dashboard, and we are done editing our permalinks. And you always want to make sure you have the latest version of WordPress. So you want to make sure that your WordPress is updated so it is the newest features and it protects you from hackers when you have the latest version. So to do that, all you have to do is click on updates. And here, if you have any updates, it'll tell you to update WordPress, but we don't have any right now, so we don't have to do anything. But if you did, it would tell you to update it, and you would just click a button and it would all update for you. And it's better to do this before you start messing with your website, because sometimes, it's very rare, but updates can mess up your website. But it's not very likely, but sometimes it does happen. So you want to do it before you do anything to prevent that from happening. So that's how you update your website. It is pretty easy. So next we're going to install our theme. The theme is the design of your website. So if we visit our website, we can check our website theme and we can see that this is the look of our website. This is the design of our website. But maybe we want a different design. And one of the good things about WordPress is that there's thousands and thousands of different designs that people make for you for free. To get them, just hover over your name and go to your dashboard. And then go to Appearance and Themes. In here we can see our themes that are installed. We have 3 of them right now, but we can actually add more themes if we click on Add New. Once we do that, we can see a whole bunch of themes that are featured. And if we scroll down, we see a whole bunch more. And we can also go to Popular, and we can see a whole bunch of more themes or a whole bunch of more designs that we can choose from, all for free. All we have to do is click on the details and check them out, make sure the ratings are good, make sure it looks good, preview it right here, and we can exit out of there, and we can install them by just clicking install. I have a theme that I want to use. It's called Ocean WP. If we just type that in, we can find it. And this is a really great theme. I'm really loving it. And we can just press install now, and it will install, and press activate. You should know that there are a lot of good themes out there, but there are also a lot of bad themes out there. Each theme is different, so when you install a new theme, this tutorial will be completely different. So make sure to install Ocean WP, because if you don't, then it's going to be completely different from other themes. Alright, once we do that, it says this theme recommends the following plugin, Ocean Extra, and we want to install that also. Again, plugins just add more features to your theme, and some themes require plugins to be able to work properly. So just click Begin Installing Plugin, and click Install, and it will install for you. Now that our theme and plugin is installed, we can go ahead and check our website, and we can see that it does look different. The design is different. Now this doesn't look very impressive, but we're gonna make it look really cool. All right, so that's how you install your theme. Next, we're gonna delete a sample page that WordPress installs automatically. So just go into your dashboard and click on Pages. Once you do that, you'll see the sample page, and we can view it to see what it looks like. Yep, just looks like a regular sample page. And we can exit out of there, and we can click trash to delete it, and click on the trash and click delete permanently to keep everything organized, clean, and tidy on your website. So that's how you delete pages. The next thing that we're going to do is add pages to our website, like the home, about, contact page, so that we can have different pages on our website. It's really easy. All we have to do is click on pages and then click add new. Once we do that, just type in the page name. So we're just going to type in home and click publish on the right side. After we do that, we are just going to keep on adding more pages. So just click add new and enter in your other page. I'm going to enter in about, click publish, then click add new. Right now we're just adding all of our pages, and we'll edit them later. So type in our work. Of course, you can type in any page that you want in here. You'll probably have different pages. Click publish, then add new, type in services, click publish, and click add new, then type contact and click publish. Now you've added all of your pages, but if we go and view our website, we're not going to see any pages up here in the navigation where they're supposed to be. So we're going to save that for the next section, but we are done adding all of our pages. The next thing that we're going to do is add some navigation to your website. So it could be like home, about, services, artwork, contact, all right up here so people can easily get to any page they want on your website. To do that, click on customize. Then what we want to do is we want to get rid of this top bar up here. You can barely see it, but there's an extra top bar navigation that we want to get rid of. So click on top bar, then click general and uncheck enable top bar. That'll get rid of that top bar up there, and we can just go back and go back again. All right, once that's gone, we can go to menus and click add a menu. Name this menu main because it's going to be our main menu, and press create menu. Now it's asking us, where do we want to display the menu? Do we want it displayed where the top bar is, where the main menu, the footer, or mobile? And we want to display it at the main menu, which is right up top right here. The footer would be at the bottom, and mobile would only show on your phone or tablet. So we're going to click on main menu, and we're going to see the menu right here, but it's displaying the mobile version of the menu just because I need to expand my screen a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But this is what the mobile menu looks like, and this is what the real menu looks like when people are browsing our website. So let's add a whole bunch of items to our website. Just click add items, and we're not going to add this home item because that's a custom link. We're going to add the page that we named called home. So just scroll down a little bit. It says home and it says page next to it, and click the plus button and check off all of the pages and just add them. Now what we can do is we can click, hold, and drag to rearrange them, because maybe we don't want them in this order. Maybe we want about right below home, and our work under about, and contact last. And this is going to rearrange the navigation. So it's going to go home, about, our work, services, and contact in that order. All right, once we do that, we can see on our website that it has added. And just so you know, if you wanted to add sub navigation, you can do that by clicking and holding and indenting it a little bit. That will add sub navigation. So if you hover over the menu item, it will show the sub menu. But we don't want to do that, so we're just going to add it back to the way it was. And now we can go back and click back again. And what we can do now is change the style of the navigation menu. Maybe we want it to look a little bit different. So how do we do that? So we can go down and go to header and go to general and select a different style if we want. So if we do top menu, we can see that it's going to change. And it's going to look like that, which is pretty cool. We can go to full screen, which if we click right here, it will be full screen. We can do it in the center so that our navigation is in the center, but I'm just going to go with minimal because I like the way that that looks. And here we can change the height if we want to. We can make it really big or really small. I'm just going to keep it at default. I like that height. And we could do header full width, which expands it all the way to the edges. I'm just going to keep it normal. And header border bottom, I'm going to uncheck because I don't want a border on there. And now we could change the background color of our navigation menu. So all you do is drag around this to change the color, and you can click on green or any of the colors here and choose any color that you want. This is the color hex code, and a hex code is just that particular color. So it's a code for that exact color. And if we change the color, obviously the code's gonna change, and we can copy this code and use it anywhere on our website. And we'll always have that exact color, so that's pretty cool. I have a color that I wanna use, so I'm just gonna type it in here, 00A3EF. So it's this nice light blue. And now that we've done that, let's actually go back and let's change the way the links look at the top. So the home, about, our work, services, contact, let's change the way that looks by going back and clicking on menu. And now we can change all of those options. So we can make this center, we could position this left or keep it right. I like it to the right for now. Then for the link color, let's make it a white. So let's just click, hold, and drag to the corner, and now I'll turn it white. And for the link color hover, if we change the color and we hover over the link, it will be that color. So it's only when we're hovering. So I have a code for that. Let's just enter it in. It's D1ECFF, and it turns it into a slightly lighter blue. And we can copy that and we can use it for other places like current menu item. This is for when you're on the page of the link. So if you click the about page, then it will be this color. And if you click the Our Work page, then it will be this color. So it's the page that's currently active or the page that you're currently on. It will become this color. So let's just paste that in there. And everything else looks pretty good. But let's get rid of this search icon right here. We don't want it on our website, but maybe you do, but I don't want it. So I'm just gonna disable it. And that looks nice and clean. All right, so now we're just gonna go back and then we're gonna click logo. So we are eventually gonna put a logo in right here, but we're not gonna do it right now. Right now, we're just gonna change the color of that. So I'm gonna make it white, and for the hover color, we're gonna again just make it that light blue. And now we are going to save and publish that and check our work by exiting out of there. And that is looking pretty good. And if you click on any of these, it will go to that page. Pretty cool. And if we click the logo up here, it will go back to the home page. All right, we're all done adding links to the navigation and changing the color. So the next thing that we're gonna do is change the title and tagline of your website. So instead of saying your business right here, you can change it to whatever you want. And instead of saying just another WordPress website, we're gonna put in a description about your website. So to do that, just click on Customize, then click Site Identity. And under Site Title, put in your business name. And I'm just gonna type in my name. And don't worry, later we're gonna change this and insert a logo. But for now, I'm just gonna put my name. Then under tagline, describe your business. So if I had a cooking business, maybe it would say learn to cook and bake with recipes and articles. And maybe if I had a graphic design business, I could say we specialize in logos, websites, and user experience. Basically, the tagline is just there to describe what you do. Once we're done with that, we can go to the top and press Save and Publish and exit out of there. Now we can check to see if our website has changed by hovering over the tab, and it should come up. Changing your title and tagline is really good for the search engines because then the search engines know what your website is about and it could find your website easier and recommend it to people. So that's how to change your title and tagline. Next, we're going to set up our homepage, and right now the homepage is set up as a blog, and if we click on it, we can see that it's just a regular blog. And if you want to blog on your homepage, then that's great, but I want to set up the website as just a regular website. We can always move this blog to a different page if we do want to blog on our website. So how do we set up the homepage as a regular page? Well, if you remember, we made a page called Home, but right now it's not set up as the home page. I know that may be a little bit confusing, but we just made a page, a random page. Any page can be the home page. We named it Home so that we can know to put it as the home page, but right now it's just set up as a regular page. So how do we set this page to the home page? And it's super easy. All we have to do is click on Customize, then click Static Front Page, and instead of your latest post, which shows your latest blog post, click a static page. Then under Front Page, you could choose any page as your home page, but we're gonna choose the page that we named Home. Then click Save and Publish, and we can exit out of there. Now the page that we named Home is set to the home page. We could of course set the About page, the Artwork page as a home page, or any page that we want, but obviously we want to set the page that we named Home to the home page. And we want to start off with a blank canvas, but right now we see this title up here and this sidebar over here. So how do we get rid of those? Well, that's also super easy. All we have to do is click up here, Edit Page, and if we scroll down under Content Layout, we can do 100% full width. And if we click on Title, we can click Disable. Then scroll up and towards the right, press Update, and now we can view our page. And now that got rid of everything, so we're starting with a blank canvas. And we can even start adding content if we want to. So we can click on Edit Page, and we can just start adding any content that we want. And we can add pictures or quotes, align text, insert links, change the fonts, and we can update and view our page, and we see the content here. But this is the old way of adding content. There is a newer and much better way to add content, so it's more visual and it will help you make your website look a lot better. So let's just click Edit Page again, delete that content, and press Update, and view our page again so that we're starting off blank. And now our homepage is set up in order to start building. So that is how we set up our homepage. Next, we're going to get a plugin that helps us build our pages, a page building plugin. Remember, a plugin is something that adds more features to our website, and there are thousands and thousands of free plugins, and this is one of the best ones. So to get the plugin, just go to your dashboard and click Plugins, then click Add New. And we're going to search for the plugin. This one's called Elementor, E-L-E-M-E-N-T-O-R. Press Enter, and it should be the first one. We can click on More Details to check it out, and it's been installed 100,000 times, has 5 out of 5 ratings. We can look at the screenshots, it looks pretty cool. And we can click Install Now, and it'll begin installing on our website. Once it's installed, click Activate, and it will activate on your website. Then we can go to Pages, and we can click on Home, and we can click Edit with Elementor. And that will launch Elementor so that you can begin editing your website. So that's how you install Elementor. It's pretty easy. Before we begin editing our website, I want to show you how to change the fonts because it's so important to the look and feel of your website. We need to change the fonts in 2 different areas. One for Elementor itself, and the other for the entire theme. When we change the fonts for Elementor, it's going to change this section. So it's not going to affect the very top or very bottom of the website. It also won't affect things like your blog pages or shopping cart. Basically, it'll only affect it if you're using Elementor to build that page. So to change the fonts on Elementor, just click the very top left menu icon. Then choose Global Fonts. Click Primary Headline, and we're gonna search for Lato. That's L-A-T-O. That's one of my favorite fonts. Some other good fonts are Open Sans and Roboto. But of course, you can choose any font you want. You can also go to google.com/fonts to see what all the fonts look like. For weight, we're gonna keep it as 600. Weight is how bold things are. So 900 would be really bold and 100 would be very thin or very light. Next, for secondary headline, again, we're just gonna type in Lato. For body text, we're just gonna type in Lato again. For accent text, we're gonna type in Lato. And we're just gonna keep it all very consistent. Then click Apply, and you have changed the fonts for Elementor. Now we can press Save, and it will save. That may have changed the fonts for Elementor, but it didn't change the fonts for this navigation up here. It also didn't change the fonts for the footer. It only changed the font for Elementor, this inner page right here. So to change the theme font, let's exit out of here, press View Page, close this tab, and now we're trying to change this navigation up here. So click Customize, then click Typography, and click General. Make sure Latin is selected. Go back, click Body, and search for Lato again, and that will change this navigation up here. Now we can go back and go to All Headings, and again search for Lato, and go back. Then click Logo, and we could choose any font here. I'm just gonna choose Lato, but we could do a more fancy font if we want instead of creating a logo. So we can type in League Script or Lecton, or one of my favorites is Rock Salt. That looks pretty crazy. Or any font that we want. There are hundreds and hundreds of fonts. I'm just gonna stick with Lato, and we could change the size right here. That looks good, so let's go back. Now let's click on Main Menu, and we could choose any font we want, of course. We're just gonna go with the default font, which is Lato. And now we're gonna change the font size, and that will change how big the text is in the main navigation area. And we could do a text transformation. We can uppercase everything, but I'm just gonna keep it default. And that looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna go back, and we can change any of these other options down here, but I think that's good. So I'm gonna click Save and Publish and exit out of there. And now we are ready to begin editing our websites now that we have all the fonts in order. So I highly recommend that you follow this tutorial and you learn how to create each page. But if you already know how to create pages and just wanna save yourself some time, you can import all of the pages that I'm gonna show you how to make. So to import pages, I'm just gonna open up another website here so I don't import it on my actual website, so I can still show you guys how to create each page by hand. Then I'm gonna go to my dashboard and click Elementor, then click My Library. Then I'm gonna click Import Templates, choose File, and select the files that I wanna import. Or I'm gonna click all.zip to import all of the files. And this file can be found in the description in the YouTube video below. All right, then click Open and Import Now. This will import all of the files. Now we can click Visit Site and Edit with Elementor. Click the folder button, and here you can see other pages that you can import, but we wanna go to My Templates, and we're gonna import the home page. So hover over Home and press Insert, and all of the home content will insert. All right, then click Save, and we can go to our website, and we can see that the page works great. Again, only do this if you already know how to create pages. It's really important to know how to create pages by hand so that it all makes sense. All right, but let's minimize that, and let's go back to the tutorial and see actually how to create that page by hand. Now we're gonna get to the fun part, which is editing our website. So all you have to do is when you're on the page that you wanna edit, just click Edit with Elementor. Once you do that, Elementor will pop up, and in the middle, you're gonna see Add New Section. Just click on that. Then it's gonna say select your structure. And this is just asking you for this section, how many different columns do you want? So do you want just one column? Do you want two? Do you want three? And you'll be able to figure it out real easy once you just start doing it. For now, we're just gonna click on one column. Then it's gonna add it to the top right here. On the left side, we can add all of our elements like different columns or heading or images, just everything that you wanna add, all the content you would wanna add, you can add on the left side right here. We're just gonna drag over a heading, and we can change what it says by typing over here. So we're just gonna select it and say explore. Then we're gonna align it in the center. Then we're gonna click style up on top, and we're gonna change the text color. You can choose any color here, or you can enter in your own color. We're gonna enter in our own color. So this color is 69A3DD. Then for typography, we're gonna choose on, and we can select the size. So we can make it really big or really small, or we can enter in our own value right here. For the font weight, you can choose 100, which is really thin, or 500, which is pretty normal, or 900, which is really bold. We're just gonna keep it at 500. For the letter spacing, we're gonna choose 4.7, and that's about it for the style. Now we're gonna go to advance. So for this link button right here, it will link all the values together. So if one value is 5, they will all be 5. So we're just gonna unlink it so that we can change different values for the top and the right and the bottom and the left. For the top, we're gonna put 200, and the margin is how far away something is. So if we're standing next to each other, the margin would be the distance from me to you. And we can do something pretty cool here for entrance animation. We can make it fade down or fade left or fade in, or we can make it swing or wobble or jello. Those are some pretty cool effects. We're just gonna do fade in down. That looks pretty cool. To go back and get more elements, we could click on this top right menu right here. And let's add another heading. Let's make this a sub-headline. And let's change the title to Everything and Love What You Do. So I'll say explore everything and love what you do. Let's center that. Click on style. Let's change the color to this nice gray, 75, 75, 75. And choose typography as on. Then we can change the size. Let's change this to 19 pixels and choose the weight as 500. And we're done with that, so let's add another element. Let's click on columns because we want 2 columns. We want one to the left and one to the right. And this is how we'll add 2 buttons side by side. Then click advanced and unlink the padding. So if the margin is the distance between us, the padding for me would be how fat I am basically. So let's say I was really, really fat. I had all this padding on me. It would just pad me. So sometimes it works the same as margin, but it is a little bit different because padding is more on the inside, and it will make more sense in just a second. So let's add 5 padding to the top and 200 padding on the bottom. And now just give a little bit more space on the bottom. Okay, let's click to add a new element, and let's drag in our buttons. So just click, hold, and drag, and click, hold, and drag in a new button. All right, just click on the left button, and we can change the text to our mission, and we can change the link to /about. So that will link to the about page. For alignment, we want to press right because we want it right next to our other button. Now let's click on style and turn typography as on. And for the size, we're gonna put in 13 pixels. And if we scroll down, we can click on normal. This is what our button looks like normally. And under text color, we can choose a different color. We're just gonna keep it as default. And for background color, we can choose any color we want and the button will change. But we're gonna put in a specific color, which is 1099D5. So it's a nice blue. Then for border radius, that is how sharp the edges are, we're gonna put in 5, so it gives a little rounded edges. If we put in 50, it'll give us really rounded edges, but we're just gonna keep it as 5. Then for the hover color, we're gonna change these values, and the hover color is when you're hovering over the button, it should change colors slightly so people know that it's a button. So for our background color, we're gonna make it 51AE D6, and we can see when we hover over it, it will turn a little lighter. This just tells our users that we're on a button and we are hovering. We can also change the animation for when we're hovering, so we could make it shrink or pop or bounce in. And when we hover over it, it will bounce in or pop or shrink. So that's pretty cool. But we're not going to do any sort of animation on our button. All right, now let's click the other button and let's change the text to view our work. And the link is going to be /r-work. And this will link to the our work page. So for alignment, it's already left, but we're just going to click on left again. And now we can click on style and turn typography on. We're going to put in 13 pixels again. And if we scroll down, we could click on normal. And for background color, let's choose a color. We're just going to choose white, but we're also going to choose how transparent it is. So let's make our button see-through by clicking, holding, and dragging this level down. All right, now we can't see our button, obviously. But if we click on this column right here and go to style, then click on classic as the background type and choose color, and we choose any random color, we can see that the view our work button is transparent, so it takes on the color of the background. All right, let's just keep that there so that we can see it for now. Then we can click on our button again and click on style again. And now we can change our button and actually see what's happening. So for border type, we're going to click on solid. And for border width, we're going to put in 2 pixels. So if you put in 20 pixels, it'll be very thick. 2 pixels is very thin. Then for color, we're going to make it white. So the border color is white. Then for border radius, we're going to put in 5 again. So it's a little rounded on the edges. And for text padding, we're going to put in 10 for the top, 13 for right, 10 for the bottom, and 13 for the left. And this explains padding a little bit better. See, padding is on the inside. So for text padding, it's sort of like fat. If the view our work were our bones, then the padding would be our fat and muscles. And then the border would be our skin. So I hope that makes sense. All right, now we can scroll up and click on hover. So what do we want to happen when we hover over this with our mouse? We could click on text color and let's make it a different color. 00A3EF, sort of this blue. So when we hover over it, it'll turn blue. And for background color, let's make it white, but let's make it not see-through, so not transparent. And for border color, we're also gonna make it white. All right, now we can click on this whole section again and click on style. And let's change this background image. So let's click on background type, classic. Let's clear this color and let's click on image and select files. All right, let's find our image. And again, you can download all of these images in the description below. And we're just gonna click on the explore.jpg. Then click insert media and we'll see this nice background right here. For position, we can press center and the image will focus in the center, or default and it'll focus on the top left. We're just gonna keep it as default. For the size, we're gonna make it cover. So cover will make it so that we see more of the image. Then we can click on save to save our progress so far. Press the X button to exit out of there and view our page. And that looks pretty sweet. All right, we can exit out of there and we can click on our buttons to make sure that they work. So this does go to the About section, and this should go to the Our Work page, which it does. All right, we can go back to the home page and click Edit with Elementor to continue working on our home page. The next thing that we're gonna do is add another section to our website. To do that, just scroll down and click Add New Section. Again, we're just going to choose a single column, and now we can drag in another heading. For the heading title, we're going to type Making the World a Better Place, and under alignment, we're going to center it. Then we can click on Style and change the text color. We're going to change it to 636363. Then click Typography on, and for the size, we're going to put 32. For the weight, we're going to choose 300, which is going to make it thinner, and that's all we have to do for that. Then click Advanced and unlink the values together so that we can put in different values for each top, right, bottom, and left. For the margin top, we're going to choose 50, and for the margin bottom, we're going to choose 50 also. This is going to give us a little space on the top and bottom. And that's all we have to do for the title. Now let's add another section, and this time let's select 3 columns. Now let's add another element by clicking on this element menu button. And let's drag in an image to the first column. All right, let's add another element. And this time we're going to add in a text editor because we want text under our image. So let's drag that right below our image. And let's click on this toolbar toggle icon to get more options. Then let's center the text. And now let's add some spacing around the text by going to advanced. Then uncheck link values together so we can give different values to each top, right, bottom, and left. And we're going to be changing the padding. And remember, padding is on the inside. So for right, we're going to put 20, and for left, we're going to put 20. This is going to give us some padding on the left and right side. Now we can click the elements icon and drag in a button. We're just going to drag that to the bottom and click on the button and align it to the center. Then click style and turn typography on. Make the size 12 pixels. And for background color, let's make it 1097D3, so a nice blue color. Then let's go to the top left of our column right here and click on the duplicate button and click it again. So now we have 3 of the columns. But now we have some extra columns up here, so we're actually going to exit out of them. So just hover over the extra column and click on the X, then press delete. And now we have our 3 different columns all filled out. We just have to put in different information. So click on the first image and click choose your image and upload files and select files. Then choose the image that you want. We're just going to go into the icon folder and choose this float icon. Press open, it'll upload and insert media. Now do that again for the second image. Press choose image, upload files, select files, click on the gallery icon or whatever one you want. Press open and insert media. Then click on the third image and click choose image, upload files, select files. We're going to do the ocean squid. Press open, insert media, and it will upload. All right, now we're going to change the text. So just highlight the box, type in services or whatever your title is, make a new line by pressing enter. Click on the paste as plain text icon. This is because we want to paste your text as plain text because we don't want all of the formatting to come with it on your website. So sometimes when you copy text from like Microsoft Word or from anywhere, it'll have hidden formatting, and we don't want to copy that over into your website. We want to format it on your website itself and not carry over formatting from different places. All right, now we can highlight our title and make it a heading 3, which will make it a headline 3 basically. So the third headline. Headline 1 is the biggest, 2 is smaller, and 3 is even smaller, all the way to 6, which is really small. Then we can align it center, and now highlight our text and align that center also. All right, let's click on the next text block and type in our title. Make a new line by pressing enter, and click paste as plain text so no formatting comes over, and paste in our text or type it in. Then highlight our work, make it a heading 3, align it to the center, highlight our text and align it to the center. Next, click on the third column text and highlight it and put in our title. Click the paste as plain text, paste in your content or type it in, highlight the title, click heading 3, center it, highlight our text and center that also. All right, we're getting a lot closer. Let's click on the first column button. And for text, let's type view services in all caps. And for the link, we want it to go to /services. So that will bring it to ourwebsite.com/services, which is where our services page lives. Next, click the second column button. And for the text, all in caps, let's put our work. And for the link, let's do /r-work, which is where our work page lives. Next, click on the third column button. And for here, we're going to put contact us. And for the link, we're going to do /contact. And now we are all done with that section. So let's click on save. And now it's saved. We can click the X and view our page. And we can see that that is looking pretty cool. And if we click on any of the buttons, it will go to that page, like services, our work, or contact us. All right, we could just go to the home page and exit out of there. And again, click Edit with Elementor, and that will launch Elementor to get us ready editing our third and final section. So the first thing that we want to do is scroll down and click Add New Section. Then let's choose 2 columns and click on this menu icon to edit the column. And what we want to do now is change the background color. So click on Style. For background type, choose Classic and click on Color. And we're just going to make it a light gray, FC, FC, FC. And next we're going to give it some more space. So click Advanced and under Margin Top, type 50 and unlink the values so margin bottom can be 0. This will give it some space at the top. We're also going to add a little padding. Remember, padding is on the inside. So we're going to unlink the values and put 40 at the top and 40 at the bottom. This will make our box a little bit bigger. Then we can click on the Add Elements button and let's drag in a heading to the left column. And let's change the title to say Our Work. Then we could click on Style and turn typography on. For the size, let's type in 31 pixels. And for the line height, let's make it 0.7. The line height is how big your line is. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's scroll up and click Advanced and unlink the values together. And for the margin top, let's put 20 to give it a little space. Let's click the Add Elements icon and let's add some text under Our Work. We can highlight the text and click Paste as Text and paste in our text. All right, let's click the Add Elements icon and add a new column to the right column. So this is a column within a column. This will make it so we can have 2 buttons side by side. Click on this menu to edit the columns and click Advanced. Unlink the values together. For margin top, let's put in 27. That will give us a little more space at the top. And let's add another element. Let's drag in a button to the left column. And for text, let's put Our Services. And for a link, it's going to go to the Our Services page, which is /services. Let's align the button to the right and click on Style. Turn typography on. Let's put in 13 pixels. Scroll down and under Normal for background color, let's put in 13497E to give us this dark blue. For border radius, let's put in 5 to give it some rounded edges. And let's click the Add Element button again and drag in another button, but to the right column. Let's change the text to See Us in Action and the link to /r-work. Let's click on Style to change how it looks. Turn typography on, make it 13 pixels. And for the text color, let's make it 13497E, so that dark blue again. And for the background color, let's make it white and see-through, transparent. So just take that level and slide it all the way down. For border type, let's choose solid. Let's give it 2 pixels as the width. And for color, let's give it that dark blue color, so 13497E. And for border radius, let's make it 5, so it's a little rounded. And our button seems a little bit bigger than the Our Services button, and that's because we have a border around it. So let's make the text padding a little bit smaller. So for text padding, I'm just going to put in 10, and it'll be the same for all the values. All right, now let's go to hover. And for our text color, let's make it 6E, C1, E4, so a light blue. And for our background, let's just make it white and see-through. And for our border color, let's make it, again, 6E, C1, E4. All right, and now when we hover over it, it'll turn a light blue. All right, now we can click on Save to save our progress and exit out of there and view our page. And our page is looking pretty good. And if we click on any of the links, they will work, and it looks pretty sweet. But even though our homepage looks awesome on the desktop version, let's see what it looks like on the mobile version. Let me pull out my phone and let's go to the website. And we can see the website loads, but it doesn't look that great. The Explore title is all messed up on 2 lines and the buttons look funny. And if we scroll down even more to the Our Work section, we can see the buttons are messed up here also. And this is because the columns that we made now go on top of each other because there's not enough room, so they stack on top of each other. So when the buttons are stacked, if it goes to the right and to the left, it looks really funny. But everything else functions normal. If we click on Our Mission, it will go to the About page just like we want. And if we click on the title, it'll go back to our home page. And if we click on our menu, it'll open up the mobile menu. So that's pretty cool. So everything functions well, it just looks really funny. So how do we change this? How do we make our website really mobile friendly? Let's bring back our website and let's click Edit with Elementor. And what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate these sections so that we can have a mobile version and a regular desktop version. So just hover over the section that has an issue and click on the Duplicate Section button. That'll make the section appear twice. And now we can edit one for the desktop and one for mobile. And this is going to make your website look better than 99% of other people's websites because they don't put the sort of time and dedication into making an exact mobile version. So we're going to choose the second one as our mobile version. So just click on the headline, click on Style, and let's reduce the font size because it went on 2 lines. And if we reduce it, then it will just be on 1 line. So I'm just going to put in 62. And I'm also going to click on the button and I'm going to center it. And I'm going to click on the other button and center it. Now this doesn't look like it's going to work, but remember the columns will stack up on top of each other because there's not enough space. Remember there's 2 columns, one on the left, one on the right, and if you squish it, they'll just stack on top of each other. So when they stack on top of each other, if both of the buttons are centered, then it'll look great. All right, we're done with that. But now how do we tell the website that this is the mobile version and this is the desktop version? And what we need to do is we need to hide the desktop version when we're on our phones, and we need to hide the mobile version when we're on the desktop. So just click on the column settings, then go to advanced, and this is the desktop version. Scroll down and click responsive. And we are going to show it on tablet and hide it on mobile. So it's going to show on desktop, show on tablet, and it's going to hide when we're on our mobile device. Now let's do the opposite for the mobile version. So click on the column settings, click advanced, scroll down, go to responsive, and we're going to hide on desktop and hide on tablet. So if you're on desktop or tablet, we don't want to show this mobile version. All right, we are all done with that section. We also had an issue with the R work. So let's duplicate it and click on the settings button, click advanced, click responsive, and we're gonna hide this on mobile because it's our desktop version. Then let's edit our mobile version by clicking on the settings icon, and let's align this R work in the center and align the text under it also in the center, and put the button in the center and put the other button in the center. And remember, all of these columns are going to stack on top of each other because it's squeezed so hard that it will look good. All right, let's click on the column settings icon, go to advanced, go to responsive, and we're going to hide it on desktop and hide it on tablet so it only shows on our mobile device. Click save. Click view page, and it's going to look normal on the desktop because the mobile versions are hidden. And let's check what it looks like on the phone. All right, so I'm just going to refresh, and we see the title is smaller and centered and looks great, and the buttons look great. They're all centered. And if we scroll down, the R work section also looks fantastic because those columns have stacked up on top of each other and it's all centered. So that's pretty awesome. That is how you make the mobile version of your website. And I just want to make one more fix because I'm a crazy person. I think there's too much space up here above the Explore. So I'm just gonna edit with Elementor real quick and click on it, go to advanced and make the margin 150 and press save and exit and view our page. And that looks much better. All right, thank you guys for bearing with me. So that is it. Our homepage is done and it is looking fantastic. The next thing that we're gonna do is edit the About page. So let's just click on About. And the first thing that we're gonna do to edit the About page is get rid of this title up here and get rid of this sidebar. So to do that, click on Edit Page, scroll down and under Content Layout, do 100% full width. That will get rid of the sidebar. And under Title, click Disable. That'll get rid of the title. Then scroll up and press Update and click View Page. Now you have the whole page to work with. Once you're done with that, click Edit with Elementor and click Add New Section. And what we want to do here is add a big image to the background and some text in the middle. So we're going to choose 3 columns, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. Then we can change the width of the column by just click, hold, and dragging. I'm going to make it 30 on the left side and 30 on the right side. And just readjust a little bit. There you go, and that will give us 40 in the center. All right, click the Edit Column button and click on Style and Background Type. Click Classic and choose an image. We're just going to upload files and select files. And we're just going to choose a picture of us and press Open and Insert Media. All right, it's inserted, but we can't see it because it's really light blue at the top and there's not enough space from the top to the bottom. So if we scroll down and under Size, we choose Cover, and under Position, we do Center. That will center the image so that we can see it, so it's not light blue at the top, but it's still not tall enough. So let's add some content. So if we click on the Add Elements button and drag in a text editor to the center column and click Paste as Text to paste in some text, then we can highlight the text and center it. Then click Style. And we're going to make the text 70/70/70, which is this gray color. Turn typography on, make the text size 22, and the weight 300, so it's pretty thin. And click Advanced and unlink the margin values. And for the top, we're going to add a lot of margin, 125. And for the bottom, we're going to add a lot of margin too, 375. So that will expand the image and give it a bunch of space so that we can actually see the image. All right, if we scroll down, we can click Background and choose Classic and choose a color. Let's choose white so that we can see the text easily, and we can make it a little clear if we want, but I just like it white. And now you can understand more why I did the 3 columns, and that's because the center column has the background color and the text on it, and it makes it much better than it going all the way to the edges. So those columns are pretty much invisible, but it really helps us position our content better. All right, now we can click Save to save our progress, exit out of there and view our page. And the top section looks done, and that looks pretty cool. All right, let's exit out of there and continue with the second section by clicking Edit with Elementor. So in this section, we want some text underneath our image. So we're gonna add a new section. And again, we're going to do 3 columns because we want space on the left side and the right side. If the text just went all the way from the left side all the way to the right side, it wouldn't look good and it's hard for you to read. So you definitely want text to have space on the left and right side. So I'm just going to do 15% on the left side and 15% on the right side, which will give us 70% in the center. Then we can add in some text by dragging in a text editor. And we can highlight the text and click on the Paste as Text button and paste in some text or type it in. Then click on the Center button to center it and click Style. For text color, we're going to do 70/70/70 again, so that gray color. Turn typography on, make the size 23 pixels. And for font weight, we're going to do 300. Then click Advanced and unlink the values together. And for margin top, let's do 100, and margin bottom, let's do 100. So let's give it a little space on the top and on the bottom. Click Save and exit out of there and view our page, and we can see that that looks pretty cool. I love all of the white space around it. It really gives it a refreshing feeling. All right, we can exit out of Elementor, so we only have 1 tab, and edit with Elementor again to start on the 3rd and final section. So for this, I just want to put a bunch of pictures of maybe me and my dog and my wife, just so that it's more friendly at the bottom here. So we're going to scroll down and add new section and choose the 3 columns again, because I'm going to have 3 images. And where the first column is, let's edit the column by clicking on this button. Then going to Style, and under Background Type, clicking Classic. And let's choose an image and Upload File and Select File. And let's put in a picture of my dog and press Open and click Insert Media. All right, but we don't see anything right here because there's not enough space. So let's go ahead and add an element by clicking on this button. And let's add a spacer. So let's just add some space. Put it right in there, and finally we can see part of it. So let's add 200 space, 200 pixels of space, and click on the edit column again and go to Style. And for position, let's do center. And for size, again, let's do cover, so it shows almost the entire picture. All right, now let's do that for the next column. Let's add in a space, put in 200 pixels, click on the edit column button, and go to Style, Background Type, click Classic. Choose your image and Upload Files, Select Files, select the image you want and press Open. Then click Insert Media. And for position, let's choose center. And for size, let's do cover. All right, so I'm in there. Now let's add another element. Let's add some space to the third column. Just click, hold, and drag in, put in 200. Click on the edit column button, click Style, Background Type Classic. You should be getting good at this. Choose your image, Upload Files, Select Files. Let's put in a picture of my wife. Press Open, Insert Media, Position, center, size, cover. All right, so the three of us are in there. That's looking pretty cool. Now we can edit all of the columns by clicking on this button. And let's make it full width, because if we don't, there's going to be space on the side of the images. You can't see it right now, but if we go on the regular website, there'll be space on the left of my dog and on the right of my wife. So we're just going to do full width and press Save, exit out of there, and view our page. And we can check out our page, and that looks pretty cool. All right, so we are done with the About page. What we can do is check what it looks like on our phone. Click on the menu, go to the About page, and it looks pretty good. All of those columns stacked up on top of each other, which makes it look awesome. All right, so we're done with the About page. The next page that we're gonna work on is the Our Work page. So go ahead and click on Our Work and click Edit Page, and we're gonna get rid of the title and sidebar. Scroll down and do 100% full width. That gets rid of the sidebar. And for title, just click on Title and disable and press Update. Now we can click on Edit with Elementor right here, and that should launch Elementor and get us ready to edit our page. All right, so this page we're gonna be displaying our work. So we want to have some text and then a picture and then text describing our work and a picture and text describing our work and a picture. So let's see how to do this. All right, we're gonna add new section, and we're gonna do 3 columns again so that our text doesn't go all the way to the left or all the way to the right. It stays in the center, which looks a lot better. I'm just gonna do 20 on one side and 20 on the other, which will give us 60 in the middle. I'm gonna drag in some text and center it and just paste in some text right here. Then click on Style, and for text color, I'm just gonna do 72, 72, 72, so this gray color. And for typography, I'm just gonna choose On and put 28 pixels. And for weight, we're gonna do a little thinner because it looks a little too bold for me. So we're just gonna do 300, looking thin but pretty cool. And for letter spacing, I'm just gonna increase it a little bit to 2 so that it gives a little more space in between the letters. Then we can scroll up and click on Advanced and unlink the values together for the margin, and just do 150 at the top and 150 at the bottom, so it gives a whole bunch of space. All right, once I do that, I'm gonna duplicate it by clicking on this button right here, and then clicking the Edit Widget button and pasting in some different text. And since we clicked the duplicate button twice, we're gonna have another box here, and we're gonna Edit Widget, and again, paste in some different text. All right, so now we have 3 boxes of text, but that doesn't look that great. Let's get some images in here. So let's click Add New Section, and we can just add a 1 column and click on the Add Elements button. and we're going to add some space to it. So let's put that in there, and let's put in 400 pixels of space, and we're going to duplicate that also twice so that there's 3 image boxes. All right, let's edit the first section by clicking on this button and going to Style, Background Type as Classic. Click the Upload Image button and upload files and select files. And let's choose the jellyfish, press open, and insert media. So that will show up like that, but we want to position it better. Center, center, and size cover. All right, let's edit the next one. So click on the Edit Column button, go to Style, Background Type Classic, click the Upload Image button, and upload files and select files, and we're going to choose the cliff and choose open. Then click Insert Media. For position, we're going to do center, center, and for size, we're going to do cover. That looks pretty cool. And we could do center right, actually. Maybe that looks a little bit better. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And scroll down to the next section and click on Edit Column, Style, Background Type Classic, click the Upload Image button, upload files, select files, and let's do night sky. Press open and insert media. Scroll down and under position, go center, center, and under size, do cover. That looks pretty cool, but all of our images and all of our text are in the same area. We want to intersperse them. So all we have to do is go over here and click, hold, and drag it up. So we're going to do it right below the first text. And for the next one, just hover over the edit column area, click, hold, and drag under the second one, and the third one's already in the right position. So we're good with that. Let's go over and click on Save and exit out of there and view our page. And that is a pretty sweet looking page. Really like that. And if we were to simulate a phone by squishing the page, it will still look awesome. The next thing that we're going to do is create the services page. So just click on Services. And we need to remove the title and sidebar. So go ahead and click on Edit Page. Then scroll down and under Content Layout, choose 100% full width and click Title and choose Disable. Then press Update and View Page, and now it's ready to start editing. And sometimes this Edit with Elementor isn't up here, so we can click Edit Page and click Edit with Elementor right here, and it will launch. So it's just a little glitchy sometimes. All right, now we're gonna put our services on the left and an image on the right, or the image on the left and our services on the right, describing it. So let's go ahead and add new section, and let's make it 2 columns. Let's edit our columns by clicking on this button and going to Advanced and unlink the padding values. And let's add 30 to the top and 30 to the bottom to give it a little space on the top and bottom. And now let's add some elements by clicking on the Add Elements button, and let's add a heading. All right, let's change the text and click Style and change the color. We're gonna change it to 5E, 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 so a dark gray. And choose typography on, and for size, let's put in 38. And for weight, let's do 300, so it's pretty thin. And we can click on Advanced. And for margin, let's unlink the values and do 25 for the top. And let's click the Add Elements button and drag in a text editor right below our title. All right, now we can add in some text. So we could just paste as plain text and paste it in there. And let's add some more elements. Click, hold, and drag an image to the right side and choose our image, upload files, select files, and let's click on the relax image, press open, and insert media. All right, that looks pretty good. Now let's duplicate this section by clicking on the duplicate button, and let's switch these. So let's put the image over here, just click, hold, and drag, and put the title and text over here, just click, hold, and drag. So we want to alternate from the text on the left and image on the right to the image on the left and the text on the right. But obviously we have to change the image, so let's go ahead and click on the image and upload files and select files, And let's choose begin and press open and insert media. All right, that's pretty cool, but let's change the text to begin and the text below it, let's change. Highlight everything, paste as plain text, and paste in your text. All right, that's looking pretty good. Let's duplicate the first section again and just click, hold, and drag the entire section to the bottom. And again, change the title to reflect or whatever you are advertising, and change the text. Just paste as plain text and paste whatever you want in there. And let's change the image by clicking on it and uploading files, select files, click reflect, press open. It'll upload and click insert media. All right, that's looking pretty cool. Let's duplicate this section and click, hold, and drag it to the bottom. And let's change the title here to enjoy and the text below it. Let's change, highlight, paste as plain text, paste it in there. And let's change the image, just click on it and choose image, upload files, select files, click enjoy, press open, and insert media. All right, that is looking pretty cool. So let's save that and view our page. And that's looking pretty awesome, but I wonder if we can make it a little better. And maybe we should add another call to action at the bottom of this page. So how do we do that? Well, maybe we want to add the same call to action that we have on the home page, but let's not recreate and reinvent the wheel. Let's just take it from the home page and add it to our services page. So let's see how to do that. All right, so let's go to our home page by clicking on our logo or our text up here. And we want to duplicate this section right here. So how do we do that? Well, we can click Edit with Elementor, and let's scroll down to that section, and let's click on the save icon. All right, now let's enter in what it is, call to action, bottom, and press save and exit out of there. And let's save the mobile version also by clicking on the save button and naming it call to action bottom mobile and pressing save and exiting out of there. All right, now that those are saved, we can exit out of there and view our page and close that page. Then go to the services page and scroll down to the bottom. You don't really need to scroll down, but click Edit with Elementor. All right, now scroll down and click on this folder icon over here and click Templates Library and My Templates. And now we can click Insert. So we want to insert that, and it inserts, so it saves us a whole bunch of time. And let's do that again. Let's click on the folder icon over here. Go to Templates Library, go to My Templates, and insert the mobile version. And now we have the desktop version and mobile version. All right, we can edit the columns now. And we can click on Style and change the background color if we want. Maybe we want it to be white like the other ones are. And we can change this one also by clicking on the Edit Column button and going to Style and also making this white. And we could click on the text and change the title of our work to something like Schedule a Visit. And we could click on Style and change the text color to something else. Maybe we want it 5E, 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 so this dark gray. And we could change the size to maybe 37 and the font weight to 500. And under it, we can edit the text by clicking on it and highlighting it and saying call or email to schedule a 3-day retreat or check out our work, or whatever you want, of course. We're just gonna copy that and paste it down here to this section. And we can actually duplicate the schedule a visit and just drag it down and center it and delete the R work. All right, we can click on the R services button and we can go ahead and change that to contact for the link. So it goes to our contact page, and we can change this text to schedule it. We can copy that and do that to the other button. Just click on the button and paste in the text, schedule it, and make it go to our contact page. All right, that's looking pretty awesome. Now what we can do is we can edit these columns here. And what we want to do is edit every other section so that it is light gray so that it's easier on the eyes to to see which section is which. So let me just show you. Let's click on the edit column button and going to style and background type. Let's choose classic and let's choose just F9, F9, F9. And let's skip a section and go to the enjoy section and click on the edit column button and going to style, background type as classic, color F9, F9, F9. So it's a very, very light gray, but it's gonna look better on our eyes. And let's save and exit out of there and click view page. We can close this tab and now we can see it and it just separates it and it makes it look a lot better. I feel like the details are what make your website look amazing. And we have the schedule a visit and it looks pretty great. So everything is looking really good. And if we squish it, we can see that it looks pretty good. But we can see that we kind of get these double images here. And of course we can change them. But the schedule a visit is looking awesome. But these double images are really annoying me. So let's see how to fix that. Let's click on Edit with Elementor again, and let's just duplicate this section, and let's switch this image to the right side, and switch this to the left side, and let's do that for this section also. Let's duplicate it, and switch this to the right side, and the image to the right side. So let's edit this column and only show this on the desktop version. So let's go to advanced and let's hide on tablet and hide on mobile. Let's do the opposite for this section. Let's only show it on mobile. So click on the edit column button, click advanced, go down to responsive and hide on tablet and hide on desktop. So it only shows on mobile. And let's click on this section and go to advanced. And we're actually going to show on tablet on this one. All right, and that one's correct. And let's do it for this section. Click on the edit column, advanced, go to responsive, and we are going to hide on mobile. And we'll click on this section and we'll go to advanced, go to responsive, and we're going to hide on desktop and hide on tablet so it shows only on mobile. All right, now let's click on save and exit out of there and view our page. And if we squish it again, we can see that we don't get those double stacked images and it looks much better on mobile. And it looked messed up because the columns get squished and they start stacking on top of each other. But when the image goes on the left and then the image goes on the right, it sort of messes up and they stack on top of each other. So we just moved all of the images to the right on mobile and it looks much better. All right, so we can go back to the desktop version of that and we are done creating our services page. That's looking pretty awesome. And now we can go to the contact page by clicking on the schedule it button and begin working on the contact page. So to get rid of your title and sidebar, just click on edit page. Then we can scroll down and under content layout, we can choose 100% full width. And on the left, click title and choose disable. Once we do that, we can scroll up and press update, then click edit with Elementor. For this page, what we want to do is add a map, maybe a contact form, some contact information, and a picture. So let's first add the map. Just click on add new section, and we're going to choose one column and scroll down a little bit and drag over a Google Maps, drop it right in there. And on the left side, we can change the address. So change this to whatever your business address is. And now we can see that there's gaps on the left side right here and on the right side and at the top. So how do we get rid of all of that? Just click on the column settings and under content width, choose full width, and under column gaps, choose no gap. And that should make it good on the left side and right side. But what about this top space right here? Well, this top space only shows up when we're editing. So it's not going to show up on our actual website. So you don't need to worry about that. All right, let's go ahead and add new section. And let's choose 2 columns with the left column being much bigger. All right, now we can add another element. So just click on that button and drag in a text editor. All right, we can highlight all of the text and delete it and just put in our email and highlight email. We can bold it. And if we go to the end of the line right here and press enter, it'll give us a big gap. But if we hold shift and then press enter, it will go right under it. So just go to the end of the line, hold shift and then press enter, and it will just go to the next line instead of giving you a huge paragraph. Then we can type in phone and put our phone number and bold phone. And I accidentally just press enter, so it give us a very large gap, but I can go back and press shift and enter and it'll give us no gap. All right, then put in address, and you can put in your address and we'll bold address. You could either bold up top or press Control B if you're on a PC or Command B if you're on a Mac. All right, once we do that, we can click Advanced and unlink margin. And for margin, let's do 15. And for the bottom, let's do 15. So give us a little space on the top and bottom. All right, then we can add another element. And we're gonna drag in a picture right under all of this. And we can choose our picture, upload files, select files, choose our image, press open, wait for it to upload, and insert media. All right, then we can click on style. And let's round the edges of the image a little bit. So let's just put in 5 pixels. And now what we want to do is add a contact form to the right side, the right column. But we have to do another step in order to do that. So we're just going to press save for now, exit out of there, and go to the dashboard. And we'll be adding it right here to the right side. So just click go to dashboard. And what we need is a contact form plugin. And we need this because by default, WordPress doesn't come with a contact form. So we need to add the plugin to enable that functionality. All right, so on the left side, just click on plugins. And then up here, just click add new. And where it says search plugins, we could search for contact form. And contact form 7 is the most popular contact form with 1 million active installs. So we're just gonna click install now. And it's going to install, and then we're gonna click activate. All right, once we do that, we see a new contact button on the left side. Just go ahead and click on it. And below we see this contact form 1. Let's just click on that. And there are a whole bunch of options that you can change. You can add different fields and things like that, but we're not gonna mess with that right now. So we could just click on mail and make sure your email is right here. Because if it's not gonna send to the right email address when someone fills out the form. All right, once you've checked those settings and it looks like it's all good, we can copy this short code up here. So this is the code that we're gonna paste in that will make our contact form show up. So just go ahead and highlight it and copy it. Then we could go to our pages and click on the contact page and edit with Elementor. All right, on the left side over here, if we scroll down, we can see short code. And we could click, hold, and drag into that right column. Then we could just paste our short code and our contact form will show up. So that's pretty cool. All right, but we need some more space at the top right here because it's a little too close to the map. So let's just click on our contact form, go to advanced and unlink the margin, and let's add 15 to the top. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Now we can press save to save our changes, and we can exit out of there and view our page and close that tab. And now we have a really cool looking contact page, and that is looking pretty awesome. It also works perfectly as a mobile site. If we scrunch this down and refresh, we can see that the columns stack on top of each other and it still looks really awesome. All right, so that's how you make your contact page. I hope you love that. The next thing that we're gonna do is create your logo, and we're gonna put it right up here where your business name is. So to do that, just open up a new tab and type in logomaker.com. That's logomakr.com. And press enter. And now we can exit out of this video because I'm going to show you how it works. And in the top left where it says search graphics, I'm just going to search for the graphic that I want. So I'm going to type in compass and press enter. Then I'm going to scroll down and try to find a compass that I like. All right, this one looks pretty cool. So I'm just going to click on it and it will add to the canvas. And we can click on the corner boxes to resize this logo. and we can click on the logo itself to drag it around the canvas. On the left side, we can also add text by just clicking on it, and you can type in your business name. You can click, hold, and drag and resize the logo so that it fits nicely. And you can click on the text to change and make it a different color. But I don't want my logo to have any text. I just want an icon as my logo. So I'm just gonna press the delete key to delete this text. I just wanted to show you how it worked. All right, now we can resize our logo for super high quality and just drag it in the middle. And we are gonna make our logo white, but then you can't see it on the canvas. So what we can do is we can right click and make a black background. All right, so that changes it, and you can see that the logo will take on the color of the background because it's a transparent logo. Once we do that, in the top right corner, we can press Save Logo, and on the right, we can say Download. Now we can rename our logo and I like to save it to your desktop and click Save, and it will download. Now we can go back to our website and click on Customize, then click Header, and click Logo and select Logo and Upload Files and Select Files. Then we're just gonna choose the logo on our desktop and press Open. Wait for it to upload and press Select. And it's gonna wanna crop it, but we don't need to crop it, so we're just gonna click Skip Cropping, and it will put the full size logo in there, which is really big, but we don't need the full size logo. So we're gonna scroll down and use the max width slider to make it much smaller. I'm just gonna make mine about, let's see, 48 pixels. All right, then near the top, click Save and Publish and exit out of there. And now we have a logo in our website, and that looks pretty cool. We can click on it and it will take us to the home page. The next thing that we're gonna do is add 2 buttons to the top right here. One of them is gonna be a promotional video, and when you click on it, it'll open up the video in autoplay. And the other one is just gonna be another link to the Our Work page. All right, so to add the buttons, just click on Customize. All right, then click Header and click Menu, and we're gonna move this menu position to the left. Now we can keep it right, and the buttons will just be right next to it, which will look perfectly fine. But I'm gonna put the menu to the left and have the buttons on the right, which is a lot more difficult and sort of extra credit. So you definitely don't need this to have a fully working good website. If you just want it to have a great website, just keep these to the right. But if you want to do a little extra credit, all of this has been really easy for you. Then move the position to the left, and we're gonna make the buttons on the right by adding a tiny bit of code. But it's only if this is all super easy for you. It's definitely not required. All right, now we'll go back and go back again. All right, now we're gonna add the buttons. So click Menus and click on Main, then click Add Items. All right, the first button that we're gonna make is a custom link because we are adding a YouTube video. So just click on Custom Links. And now we need that YouTube video URL. So let's open up a new tab and go to youtube.com. And let's just search for a video. I like one called The Mountain. Click on the video and find it. All right, so we're just gonna copy the URL up here and press copy, exit out of here, and paste it right here. For the text link, we're just gonna type watch the video and press add to menu. All right, so the watch the video link added to the left side and added to our menu, but it doesn't really look like a button, but we'll change that in a second. Next, click on pages and let's click Our Work again, and now add another one to our menu. And we can click on it, and for navigation label, I'm just gonna capitalize it. But again, that still doesn't look like a button, but we'll change that in a second. And to change it, just click the arrow down. And for a CSS class, we're gonna type in BTN. And CSS basically styles your website, and this is a special class. This adds some code to it in order to make it look like a button. So we type BTN and we wait, and we can see that that looks more like a button, and that looks pretty cool. And we could do the same thing with the Our Work page. If we click on the arrow down, for CSS class, we put BTN and we have our button. So that looks pretty cool. So if you imagine that your menu was floating to the right, was on the right side, instead of the left, you can see that that would look great. and perfect for your website. But if you're like me, a little bit crazy, and you want your website just to have that extra little touch, we're going to have the menu on the left side and the buttons on the right side, and we're going to style the buttons a little bit different. But in order to do that, we have to add some code. So we're going to do that in a little while. But for now, we're just going to press save and publish, and we are going to exit out of there. All right, so that looks pretty good. But if we click the watch the video button, it's just going to jump to the YouTube page and take the user off of our page, which is not what we want. We want the user to stay on our page. So let's go back. And how do we make it so that this watch the video is a pop-up and the people stay on our page? All right, so in order to do that, we need a plugin. So let's go to the dashboard. All right, then click on plugins and click add new. Search plugins. And for this, we're gonna search WP Video Lightbox, and we're gonna press install now. Then it's gonna install, and then we're gonna click activate to activate the plugin. And we can scroll down and hover over settings and click Video Lightbox. Then click Pretty Photo. And for opacity, we want it to be 0.1 because the opacity will make it, if it's 0.8, it will make it really dark in the background. But we don't want it to be really dark in the background when the video pops up. We want it to be almost see-through. But of course, you can do whatever you want. Then for default width, I'm just gonna make it bigger. I'm gonna make it 1200 by 675. And it's probably good to keep it in a 16:9 ratio because that's the size of the YouTube video. So 1200 by 675 is in that ratio. And then for autoplay, automatically start video, we're gonna check it off so that it automatically starts the video. And we're gonna click Save Changes. Then let's click Visit Site, and it still won't work right here if we click on it. And that's because we need to add some code to our button. So let's go back and let's click Customize, click Menu, then click on Main or whatever you named it. Then under Watch the Video, we're gonna click on it. And under Link Relationship, we are going to type WP-Video-Lightbox. And that will give it the proper code in order for it to work. So we're gonna press Save and Publish, exit out of there, and click on it, and wha-bam, it works. And we can also scroll down here and the video will keep on playing, and scroll up and the video will keep on playing. All right, so that is looking pretty sweet. Really like that. And we could just click off the video to exit out or press the exit button, and that is looking really cool. So now we're gonna do some extra credit. This certainly isn't necessary, but it is pretty cool if you wanna try. What we're gonna do is change the style of this watch the video button and this Our Work button. And we're also gonna move it to the right side over here. So how do we do all of that? Well, we're gonna do it using CSS, which is called Cascade Style Sheet. And to do that, we need to add something called classes to the buttons. So if we click on Customize and scroll down to Menus and click on it and click on Main Menu, under Watch the Video, we can click the down arrow, and under CSS classes, in addition to button, which makes it look like a button, we're also gonna make up our own. So this one's gonna be called my-video-button. And I just made that up. You just need to make up any name that you want. Then we can click on the up arrow and do the same thing for the Our Work button. So we want this class to be something different also. So it's gonna be my-work-button. And we're actually going to click, hold, and drag and rearrange these, because when we do our CSS and float it to the right, it's going to change sides. It'll make more sense in just a second. And I want to show you this CSS just to show you the power of WordPress. You can literally change anything. So I just wanted to, show that the possibilities are endless, but obviously this is more of a beginner tutorial. So you don't need to know exactly what's going on here, and I'm not going to explain everything because that would just take way too long. All right, so click on the back button and click back again, and scroll down and go to custom CSS/JS. And here we're going to add in our custom CSS. We're going to style our buttons. So in order to do this, you should have Google Chrome downloaded. That should be your browser. If you're using Firefox or Safari or Internet Explorer, it's not going to work like it does in the video. So you need to download Google Chrome. So just go to Google and type in Google Chrome and download it and use that as your browser. It gives you a lot more tools to inspect the CSS and change it. All right, so once Google Chrome is downloaded and you're here, you just want to right click on your button and go to inspect. And this is only for Google Chrome. It won't be on Firefox or Safari or anything else. All right, so this is the code that WordPress generates for you in order for people to see your website. So you're really peeking under the hood into the code. And right here, we can see the CSS that we added. We see the button and the My Work button, My-Work button. And that controls the way this looks. We also see that nested inside the My Work button is an A. You see this A, then it says href. The A is a link, and inside of that is a span. So in order to select this exact button right here, we need to do My-Work button, A, and span, and that will select this specific button and this specific area right here. And again, this doesn't need to all make sense. You can take a CSS tutorial or CSS lessons and it'll make a lot more sense. But this is just extra credit that is supposed to be sort of fun and show you the power of WordPress. All right, so over here, we're gonna click on Element Style and we're gonna press the plus button and we're gonna add it here. So we're gonna add .my-work button, and the dot means it's a CSS class. In space, we're gonna do A, in space, we're gonna do span. So that selects exactly where the our work text is. All right, now we can start adding in our CSS. So the first thing that we wanna do is change the border color of this. So I'm just gonna type in border and hit tab, and I want the border to be solid. So just type solid and make a space, and I want my border to be white. So the code for white is #FFF. And I'll make another space and I want it to be 2 pixels. So the border is going to be 2 pixels wide. All right, once we're done with that, we can press enter and it will enter and it will change on our website. And we can see it right here, but it's actually not changed on our real website. It's only changed for us. So we changed it only so that we can view it, not everyone else, because we haven't added to our website. All right, the border is looking pretty wide. I think it's too tall. It doesn't look right. So how do we change that? We can click back on it and scroll down and find it where it is again. And just click on it and press tab, tab, and tab again, and I'll go to a new line to add in some more CSS. So the next thing that we're gonna do is make the background transparent so it takes on the color of the menu. So we're just gonna do background and I'm gonna put in FFF right here, which is gonna make it a solid white, but we don't want it to be solid white, we want it to be see-through. So let's click on it and let's use this toggle over here and just make it all the way to the left, and that will make it see-through. But we can't see the changes right now because something is overriding it. So we have some other CSS that is more powerful and overriding it. So a trick can be to go all the way to the end of the line and put in an exclamation point and then put important. This means not important. This means everything else isn't important. Only this CSS is important. All right, so once we do that, we can see that it does become see-through. All right, so just click on background and press tab and tab again. That'll go to the next line. And now let's change the padding because the border is a little bit too tall and a little bit too wide. So let's do padding top. Let's do 10 pixels, not important. And padding dash bottom, let's do 10 pixels also by typing in 10px and putting not important. All right, that will make our top and bottom not so tall. All right, now we're all done with that. So let's click and highlight it all and copy it. And let's paste it over here on this side. This is actually going to add it to our website. If we don't paste it over here, then we're gonna see it. And when we refresh the page, it's just gonna disappear. So we need to add it to our website. And the our work looks pretty good. The next thing that we're going to do is float the button to the right so it stays over on the right side. So we're going to do .my-work-button, and we are going to float right and say not important. So it overrides everything else. All right, and we can see that it switches sides, so the button floats to the right. And we can do the same thing for the .my-video button. We can float it to the right and say not important. All right, so now they're both floating to the right, but we don't see that they're all the way to the right side. And that's because our menu isn't wide enough. So we need to somehow change our menu and make it much wider. So let's inspect the entire menu, go to inspect. And if we see right here, when we hover over this site navigation, we can see that the menu is very narrow. So the buttons are floating to the right side, but since the menu is so narrow, it can't go all the way to the edge of the page. So how do we change that? Well, let's click on the site navigation wrap. And again, we see that it's very narrow. It only goes up to right here. And let's find the CSS down over here, and let's click on the bottom one and press tab tab, and let's do width 100%. And when we do that, it goes to the next line because it's too wide. So the width of the menu is going all the way across and the logo can't fit. So we need to make it less than 100%. So let's just click on the 100% and use our down arrows until it actually fits. So there we go, 92%. And if we made it even smaller, then it would be too squished. And if we make it bigger, then it will work out. So I think 92% is perfect. All right, we can copy all of that and we can go over here and paste it in. And the only thing that we need is the 92%. So we can delete all of this stuff. And that looks pretty good. So let's press save and publish and exit out of there. And now we can see that we have buttons on the right side. And if we squish this and make it like a mobile site, it still works perfect. It goes into the mobile menu. All right, we can click the watch the video and that works perfect and looks really great. And exit out of there, and then we could go to the Our Work page and it works perfectly. And these buttons work great on every page. So the watch the video will work and the Our Work button will work on each and every page. All right, so that was just some extra credit, very cool stuff, but I just wanted to show you the power of WordPress and all the things that you can do. The next thing that we're gonna do to edit and create our perfect website is to make the footer. Footer, like your feet, is at the bottom of the website, and we're gonna edit this area right here and replace it with our own. So to do that, just click on Customize and scroll down and click Footer Bottom. Scroll down on the website, and we're gonna remove this part right here. But before we remove it, we're gonna copy this date. So I know you could just type in 2017 or 2018, but it's better to copy the code for it because then when the year changes, you'll never have to change it again. It'll update automatically. So just copy it, and we're gonna uncheck Enable Footer Bottom. That will make that bottom part go away. And now we can go back. And now let's add a footer menu by clicking on Menus and click Add Menu. And let's name it Footer and press Create Menu. Then let's press Add Items. And we're just gonna add Home, About, Our Work, Services, and Contact. All right, that will build our footer menu. So let's just press Save and Publish and exit out of there. Then let's go to our dashboard. And what we're doing here is a little bit different. We're gonna create a template so that we can use it for the footer. And it'll make sense in just a second. So scroll down and go to Theme Panel and click My Library. Then click Add New and type in footer. For content layout, we want to do 100% full width. And for title, we want to disable. Then click Publish. So this is going to allow us to put the footer, which is just a regular page, on each page. Now click Edit with Elementor, and we're going to add a new section, and we're going to add 3 different columns. All right, so on the left side, I think we'll put our logo. In the middle, maybe social media, and then on the right, we'll put the menu. All right, so let's click on the Edit Column button, and for content width, let's do full width, so it goes all the way to the sides. And for content position, let's do middle, so everything stays in the middle when we add in elements. And everything else looks okay, but let's just be sure that the content goes all the way to the side by making the stretch section as yes. All right, then click Advanced. And for margin, let's just do 0 so that there's no space on the top and bottom. And let's click on Style. And let's add in a background. So just go background type as classic and add an image. And we're just going to add in our homepage image and press Insert Media. All right, so it gives it a nice blue color. For position, let's do top center. And for size, let's do cover. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's add some elements by clicking on the button. And let's drag in a text editor. All right, we could get rid of all of this text. And let's type in our copyright. So copyright, paste in that copyright code date. And we don't need to put 2017 because that puts it in there. And let's just put in our name or our company. All right, let's go to Advanced and let's unlink the values. And for margin, let's do 15 on the top. And now let's click on Content again. And let's make a space before our text and add media to insert our logo. Click on our logo and insert into post. All right, obviously that's way too big. So let's click on the edit button. Looks like a little pencil. And where it says medium, let's make it a custom size. And let's make it 25 by 25. So that'll make it really small. Press update. And we see how our text is going on a new line. We don't want that. So to fix it, just click Align Left. Then the text will be on the same line. All right, we could get rid of a space. And we can make our logo a link so that it always links to the home page by clicking on it and then clicking link and putting in our URL. Make sure to do http://www.yourwebsite.com.net.org, whatever it is. Then click apply. And now that's a link. Now let's add a new element by clicking on the button. And let's add social icons. And let's add it to the middle column. And now we could click on Facebook and put in our Facebook page URL. And we can also add items and change this. Maybe I want to put in YouTube. So let's search for that. And then we could go to style to style it. And we could change the size. Maybe we want it 17 pixels. And we could also change the padding. Maybe we want it 0.5. And we could change the spacing too. Maybe we want it about 9 pixels. All right, that looks good. Let's add another element. And let's search for menu. And there are 2 different menus here. So, I don't really know which one to choose. We'll just guess and try the second one. And for select menu, let's do footer because we already built our footer menu. And position, let's make it right so it floats to the right. And for menu padding, let's do 5 pixels. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's go to advanced and unlink the values. For right, maybe we want it to be 40 pixels because there's something to the right of it. And I'll show you that in just a second. All right, now we can click save and exit out of there and view our page. And we can see that that would look pretty good as a footer. So we can exit out of the page. And if we click on this icon, we can see what it looks like as a mobile version. And we can see that it looks pretty good, but it's not aligned to the center and things should really stack on top of each other a lot better. So let's fix that. Let's click the desktop version again. And let's click on the duplicate button so we can duplicate it for the mobile version. And let's click on the edit column button for the top section and go to advanced and go to responsive. And we are going to hide this on mobile. Now let's click on the bottom mobile section and go to advanced and go to responsive and hide it on desktop and tablet so it only shows on mobile. All right, let's click on the edit column for the top section, go to advanced and go to responsive. Yes, I do have that right. Okay. All right, now let's edit our mobile version. So we can click on the first column section and we could just click on the logo and press align center and highlight our text and align it center. All right, we can also click on the logo and press the pencil icon to edit it. And let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's do 45 and press update. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now the social icons are already centered, so that should work okay. But now let's click on the menu and go to advanced and make the margin 0. All right, now let's click on content for the menu. And for position, let's do center, so it's centered. All right, that looks pretty good, so let's click on save. And now that it's saved, we can exit out of there and view our page. And this is what it looks like for the desktop version. But if we go back to the home page, we can see that the footer isn't here because we haven't set the footer up as the footer. So to change that, just click on Customize and scroll down and click on Footer Widgets. And if you scroll down under Select Template, you can choose Footer. That's the template that we just created, and it will show up. All right, but that looks kind of messed up. We definitely have a little bit more work to do. It was a good guess, but not right on. First, let's get rid of these black bars on the top and bottom. So under padding, let's go 0. Put in a bunch of zeros. All right, that looks pretty good. And now let's click Save and Publish. All right, let's see what it looks like on the regular website. So let's exit out of there. And we can scroll down and we see that it looks almost perfect. We see that the contact is a little bit messed up because it's covered by this button. And if you click on that button, it will scroll up your website for you. So it's pretty cool to have, but we don't want it that close. So we need to add a little bit more margin to the right of that contact button. All right, but let's see what it looks like mobilely. And we can see that that looks pretty good. So we have all of that and it looks great. And if we click on the logo, it will go back to our home page and it looks really cool. All right, but how do we change this right here, this contact? If we click on it, it'll obviously work and it'll be at the bottom of every page, which looks awesome, but it's still a little bit close for my liking. All right, so we can go to the dashboard and go back to Theme Panel and My Library and click on Footer. Then click Edit with Elementor. And for the top desktop version, we can click on that column, go to Advanced, and let's make it maybe 45, press Save. That's just a guess. Exit out of there, view the page, and go to the home page to check it out. And it still seems a little bit close, maybe 5 more pixels. So let's click on the page to edit it. Click it again, go to Advanced, and maybe 50 pixels. That should do it, I really hope. Press Save and refresh the home page by clicking on the tab and pressing Refresh. And voila, it's looking pretty darn good. Let's see what it looks like mobilely. And bam, it is looking great. All right, we can exit out of there and look at our page. It is looking really awesome. We can view our services and look at it, and it's looking really great. And our footer is in there, looking very cool. We can click See Us in Action, which is the Our Work page, and we can see our footer in there also if we scroll down, and that is looking really cool. And we could click on the contact and see that page all done with the footer in there, looking awesome. And we can go back to the home page and we are all done creating our website. So I hope you really love it. The last thing that we need to do is log out to get rid of this black bar up here. So to do that, all you have to do is hover over your name and press log out. And now you're all logged out of your website, so you can go back to your main website and view the website like your visitors would view it. So that is looking pretty awesome. So I hope you really love this tutorial. Please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. I'm Tyler Moore. Thank you so much.